bring them through some quarter turns real quick. So we have 14 in this division, so you're going to break it up into 2 groups of 7. So this is your first group of 7 athletes coming out center stage right now.
So you see they're not quite as big as the classic physique, but you can see the width and the extreme tapers down.
Gentlemen, turn to the back, please.
Yeah, the shoulder to waist taper on some of these athletes is just incredible.
Now they only have 2 poses as opposed to the open, which has 7 poses, and then there's 5 in the classic.
And face
they
front.
have 2 poses here, front and back.
That's it.
So 50% of the score is the front, 50% is the back.
That's right.
And of course, they have their transitions going from the front to back, which it could happen where you have an athlete winning from the front and a separate athlete winning from the back.
Yeah.
That's a tie. So then you start looking at stuff like.
All right, thank you guys. You can file off stage.
See where one person
big hand for them as we bring out our next 6, ladies and gentlemen.
Could come down to the presentation.
We're bringing out our second group now in your IFBB Pro League men's physique division. This is your second group of 7. And again, it gives the judges that first quick look at the athletes on stage. Since it's such a large class, they can get an idea, and the judges get their first look at each one of these IFBB Pro League athletes.
Turn to the back,
Look at
please.
those extreme waist tapers, tiny waists on these guys. Man, these guys are in shape. Or who's on the end
And
right
face
here?
front.
On the legs, on his shorts.
So
see his number when he turns around. Just feel it. From a 30.
So Lamar Vaughn looks excellent, 26.
All right, thank you,
I
gentlemen.
mean,
You can file off
27.
stage.
You
We'll see you
have
back
Tori
here for
Washington
individual
also looks
routines.
good.
Great job,
We
guys.
got,
Want to make an
that was a
announcement.
good
All
second
NPC
group.
men's athletes make your way backstage. All NPC
So
men's
the great
athletes.
thing about this is when you see them all together, you know, in 2 separate
All
groups
right.
like that, you can't really tell who's
To
beating
see our
who. But when you see
men's
them all
physique
together and they
routines
start
now as
to
our
call
guys
out,
queue up
that's when you see
backstage
minor differences.
to come out and show you all their hard
separating
work.
The different placings.
Yep. All right, now we're going to go into the men's individual routines, 30-second or 60 seconds. I think they're giving them 60 seconds for just their individual routines on stage.
So what this does is it allows the athletes or the judges to see the athletes in their
Last
best light.
minute
So they'll come out and they'll do their
Reglazing and
their
some touch-ups by our
presentation,
tan team as the
and the judges will be able to
men's
say, okay, we can see what this guy
pro
looks like
physique
here, looks like
athletes
there.
get ready to take the
They'll bring them
stage.
all
What a
back on
great
stage
group
on the
this morning.
diagonals again to
Stellar
start doing the
conditioning
first
all the way
call-out. So
around.
first call out,
As
gonna
always,
be
at this
top
level, our
placings,
judges
meaning
have their
like
work
first
cut out
through
for them.
fifth or sixth or however many they call out.
And
Hopefully
for
our
everybody at
IFBB Pro
home,
League judges
if you want to catch
have had some
the
rest after
contest
traveling
coverage
all over the world the last few
from
weeks since
a
the
photographic
Olympiad,
standpoint for
saw
stuff
them all
on
there, and then
stage
they
and
scattered
candidates
across the globe for
backstage,
these wonderful
everything is going to be
international
covered
events,
on the
like we're
official
seeing today with
NPC
athletes
website,
coming to us from as far
and
away as
it's
Saudi Arabia, Korea, and China.
npcnewsonline.com. So all you got to do is go to www.npcnewsonline.com, and you can catch all the contest coverage. Again, the one and only Jeff Binns is covering the show for NPC News Online. And again, if anybody out there is actually looking to purchase some photos of any of their favorite athletes that are on stage, all you got to do is shoot Jeff Binns an email at fitphoto@hotmail.com, and he'd be more than happy to answer any and all questions that you have. If you're looking to purchase photos, he has different packages available for purchase. So again, contest coverage is available in the coming days, npcnewsonline.com. And again, for pictures, contact our man Jeff Binns at fitphoto@hotmail.com.
Got some amazing special guests coming in
You can see him
for
down there right
tomorrow's
there with the
NPC
camera. That's
Armed
Binns.
Forces
We call him
Nationals.
Binzy.
Yeah, Binzy.
Binzy, we travel all over the place together.
Yes.
Navy captain,
Yeah.
who was both a SEAL and an astronaut, will be our special
One of the best in the
honoree for
business.
tomorrow's event. So many members of the military
And they're
tomorrow
lining everybody up
to
backstage
be
here next
showcased
to
and
us.
highlighted the way they
Well, we got a tough
really
class
should be.
that's
It's gonna be-
literally...
It's
This
not
is-
a clean cut and dry class right here.
No, well, you got 14 athletes. You got a lot of different looks that'll be coming on stage, and they're just making sure everybody's got their ducks in a row before we start with our individual routines. And, of course, so the exciting thing, I guess, for the NPC athletes, of our
All right,
amateur
starting
athletes,
off with our
because there are
individual
some of the
posing.
amateurs
Once
here
again,
getting
from
ready,
Chesapeake, Virginia,
because they're up
Ayani.
next. I mean, how cool is it for them to be able to be backstage with a pro right now with some of the pros?
Oh, it's awesome, man. They have different Pro-Am competitions.
Yeah.
They had the Lehigh Valley one year with the Keystone Classic.
I remember that.
Dennis Wolf won it.
Yep.
We went up there. Remember, I was
there.
competing.
Yep.
I remember when I went backstage, it was Branch Warren and Johnny Jackson and Kai Green, all these guys, and you're sitting backstage with them. And the cool part was you get to watch them prep for their stage time.
Yeah.
So you're kind of learning from the top pros by being backstage with them. I remember people were asking questions and they were answering them. They
Thank
were
you,
helping them.
Cola. From Spring, Texas, Peter Burnett.
That was 17 was Ikena Almatiri from Texas, and now we're at number 18, Kola Yenny, and he's from Chesapeake, Virginia. Local.
So you can see some of the guys do 2 hands on hip. Now he's doing 1 hand on hip. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. You want to show your best physique. So if you put both hands on hip and you got an amazing look like that, you do it that way. If you put 1 hand on hip and it looks good that way, you do it that way. If you got it both, you put both in the routine. But you can see there's no flexing poses, like no bicep poses or side chest or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just all about that taper.
Yeah, and it's that nice fluid transition also when
Thank
they
you,
go
Peter
front to
Burnett.
back.
From Korea, number 21, Eugene Lee.
All right, we are now into competitor 21, and this is Eugene Lee all the way from Korea. So I tell you, when you're coming in for Korea, now we talked about this earlier, I mean, when do you come in so you can get ready? It's a long flight.
Yeah, so I'd probably come in a week early if I was him and be here for quite a while before I hit the stage. Now, you actually saw him hit a rear double bicep pose there. So, in other countries, they actually do hit some of the muscle poses.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot different.
They're not mandatory, but they hit them, they throw them in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eugene Lee. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, number 22, Terrell Robinson.
All right, our next athlete center stage from Baton Rouge, Louisiana is competitor number 22, Terrell Robertson.
He's got a wide upper body, small, tiny waist.
It's got nice thick delts.
And if it looks like these guys posing is effortless, technically it looks like that, but these guys do this day in and day out. They practice this for hours.
Oh, you got to. You got to.
For months on end.
Yeah. All right, our next athlete coming out on stage is from Baton Rouge. No, I'm sorry. This one's from Evans, Georgia. 23 is Jamar Stallings.
All right, number 23, Jamar Stallings.
I like the way he sits in that pose like that, hips to the side like that. It's a good look.
Next up, number 25, 24, Fran Thomas.
Next athlete from Cleveland, Ohio is 24, Frank Thomas.
I think it's Fran Thomas.
Fran.
Yeah, I thought Frank Thomas too.
Well, Frank Thomas, he played for the Chicago White Sox.
What do they call him? The Big Hurt.
Big Hurt.
Right? Yeah, the Big Hurt.
Big Hurt.
See, now here we have not as much mass, but wide up top. Look how wide his shoulders are.
So here we're looking at a little bit different look as far as, now Fran, of course, has basically his front upper torso, chest, shoulders, everything covered with that tribal tattoo. Does that make a difference at all?
Here, no.
Thank you, Fran Thomas. From Riverdale, Georgia, number 25, Markel Thomas.
If it's close. Meaning, like, if you have two guys that are very similar in their size, shape, conditioning, etc., and you have to find some reason for one to win and one to lose. So you can come down to the tattoos. Most of the time, it doesn't affect it. With physique, you're looking for that taper anyways. So you're not really looking at how shredded they are through that area anyways. But overall, you want to be super lean, or they call it razor sharp.
Yeah.
And it could be a deciding factor if it comes down to him and another guy. The idea is if you're so far ahead of everyone else, the tattoos are not going to matter.
Right.
So make sure you train hard, you diet hard, give it your best, and try to be that guy on stage that nobody can touch.
As we're looking now at competitor 25 is Markel Thomas. Yes. Definitely a nice wide up top delt with a nice taper. Great back going into that tiny waist. Yeah.
Thank you, Markel.
Nice
And number
transition
26 from Houston, Lamar Vaughn.
As far as you guys see the different board shorts, it could be any color you want. It could be your favorite color. Sometimes your favorite color doesn't work out, but it should kind of fit your skin tone.
We're looking now at competitor 26 from Houston, Texas, is Lamar Vaughn. And I've seen Lamar on stage before, yeah. And again, Lamar always comes in shape. Nice transitions. He has good lines.
He has even like, I mean, he's got some of the best symmetry, meaning both sides match perfectly. Yeah. Like his insertions and stuff are just phenomenal. Tight waist.
Yeah. Yeah, looks
Thank
really
you, Lamar.
good.
And number 27 from Tamarack, Florida, Tori Washington.
Next up from Tamarack, Florida is competitor 27 is Tori Washington.
They might also notice this guy is a little bit shorter than the other one that was just on stage.
Yeah.
And there is no height classes in the pros. So there are height classes in the amateurs, but once you get to the pros, it's the short guys against the tall guys. Right. It doesn't matter. You just bring the physique.
Hey, but it's
he looks really good. Very good shape. Good balance.
Yeah. So when you talk about short guys and tall guys, of course, one of my favorites and also a dear friend of mine, Sean Clarita.
Yes.
There's an athlete that literally in the 212s, and was he like 5'3"?
Yeah, he's shorter than you are.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
Yeah, I'm 5'4", so Sean's a little bit shorter than me. And Sean and I used to compete together.
Thank you, Tori from Hoover, Alabama.
And
Michael
Sean
Williams,
has gone on
28.
to do some amazing things. Again, taking the Olympia 212, and then a week later he turns around and comes to the Open at a pro show and wins the Open.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. Sean is a phenomenal athlete. We're looking now at competitor 28 from Hoover, Alabama is Michael Williams.
Again, super wide up top.
Yeah.
Very dramatic taper from shoulders down. Now the pros get a little more time to do their presentations than the amateurs.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael from China, number 29, Xiaoyu Zhang.
Amateurs, we could have many more amateurs, obviously, so they get a little less time.
All right, check out this next athlete from China, 29, Xiaoyu Zhang.
Man,
great.
He
looks really good. Yeah. Yeah, looks like that, you know, his plane ride and everything, he timed it really well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And his posing is just, he commands attention with
wow, look at that Christmas tree.
Powerful poses.
Yeah. Very confident up there also, which plays such an important part. You got to be confident up there when you're hitting your poses.
Well, I mean, if I look like that, I'd be confident too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Let's be real, right?
Yeah, looks great.
The hands on hip, Superman.
Great.
Xiaoyu Zhang.
Great physique.
Next up from China, number 30, Mu Jingjiang.
And we got our final athlete also from China. Competitor 30, Mu Jingjiang. Again, also not as quite as big as Xiaoyu Zhang, but he's definitely a little more conditioned.
Yeah, he's hard. He's dry.
So I'm literally looking after seeing what we've seen right now.
Yeah.
It's basically Zhu Zhang, competitor 29, and then the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's just so far ahead of them.
Oh, he just was a major standout, in my opinion.
It was part of his posing that he did, like, really made you pay attention to all the different details that he had. Like, he knew how to show what he had.
Thank you, Mu Yingzhai.
All right, Mu Yingzhai.
Next up, number 17, judges, Akena Amaliri.
And now we are into, actually, he didn't come out earlier, so this is competitor 17, Ikena Amaliri from Houston, Texas.
Overall, a little thicker than some of the other guys. Big arms. Really big arms. Wow.
Akena Amaliri.
Nice.
And number 20 judges Lenwood Hall.
And now competitor number 20 coming out, who didn't come out earlier, is Lenwood Hall from McKinney, Texas.
Again, a bigger guy.
Yes. Got a lot of athletes here from Texas. Got some good size.
Yeah, he's thick.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of The Rock a little bit.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
With the face.
Looks a little, yeah, you're right. Looks a little like The Rock. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think you could see The Rock. I can't see The Rock doing men's physique. No, in a pair of board shorts.
Have you seen him lately? Well, not with those legs he's got.
Yeah,
no,
there's no way. Yeah. Yeah, Rock, he's starting to really lean down and trim down now for some of the films that he's doing.
Thank you, Lenwood Hall.
And I think that's going to wrap it up for the individual presentations. And now they'll bring everybody out on the diagonals.
All right.
Start with the first
Ben Weider Naturals Pro-Am. Natural Pro Men's Physique. About to bring out our groups of 7. Let's bring them up for our judges' comparisons and call-outs.
Here goes Ricky Bayardi.
Yep, the leader of the A-team.
And not the A-team from, B.A. Baracus and Hannibal and those guys.
No.
The A-team, the NPC IFBB A-team.
The A-team. Literally, our expediters are always run by Rick Bayardi. Always a phenomenal job. All right, so we got them lined up 7 and 7. The judges now are going to pick their top first call out. Remember, our first call out can be 3, it can be 4, 5, 6. It all depends. And then the judges go from there.
I guarantee you, I can't say that name. Zayu Zhang is going to be out there.
Zhui Zhang.
Hey, Ricky, I'm going to call 8. Can I please see number 17, Ikena?
17, Ikena.
Number 18, Koa.
Koa, number 18.
Number 21, Yujin.
Yep, 21 from Korea, Yujin Lee.
Number 26, Lamar. 27, Tori.
27, Tori.
28, Michael. 29, Zayu.
Wow, there
and
you go.
30.
Jae-Sang and 30. So both our athletes from China. So our first call out.
8 athletes.
8 athletes in first call out. So these are your top 8.
Man, now seeing them all together, I'm like,
27 and 17 switch, please.
I'm still looking for Zayu Zhang.
Yeah, he has a
26 and 21 switch, right next to each other.
Yeah.
29 and 28 switch.
There we go.
They're moving him in. They want to see him next to number 17.
There's going to be some more movement. You'll
and just
see.
Spread out a little bit if you can. Just give yourself some room.
All right, so now it's time to pick them apart. That's pretty much what happens here. The judges are going to go through, find flaws and strengths.
All right, gentlemen, turn to the back, please.
So if you look at the difference right now, physiques, 21, Yujin Lee from Korea, more streamlined physique. As now as you look at, of course, 17, Ikena from Texas.
Face front.
And competitor 29, Zayu Zhang from China, a more thicker, muscular physique.
29 and 17 switch, please, right next to each other.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
And 28 and 21 switch, please.
Yep.
Now we're going to shift it down a little bit, and now moving into a little, again, leaner look as they put 28 up there in the top 3, and that's Michael
27
Williams
and 18
from Hoover,
switch,
Alabama.
Please.
Now, as they're moving them around, they're trying to compare them to one another.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to see certain athletes next to the other ones.
Turn to the back,
they may
please.
match up better.
Yeah.
They're going to look to see who has the least amount of flaws and the most amount of flaws.
I mean,
so now from the back, these guys are so cool.
Yeah.
And face front.
This is interesting. I like this here.
26 and 30 switch, please.
Yeah, they're leaving.
Shifting them a little bit. So basically, as you look in the middle, so we got our top 3, and then you go to the ends, keep going out. 4
Turn to
and
the
5.
back, please.
So of the 8, we can definitely see what our top 5 are going to be right here. I tell you, look at Eugene
and
Lee's,
face
look
front.
at his back. Look at the detail in his back. Unbelievable.
It's his structure too.
Yeah.
You know, his bone structure is amazing.
Yeah.
For him, the one hand on hip works really well.
Yeah.
But he also did the two hands, the Superman pose, which looks really good on him too.
So again, we got 29 is Zhu Zhang in the middle.
There's the two hands on hip.
21 and 17 switch, please.
And still moving him around.
Well, number 21 from the back matches up with 29 a little bit better. When you watch
Turn to the back,
around,
please.
21 is a bit harder and has a bit more of a taper.
But you know, the interesting thing as you look at some of these athletes, some of them actually are still changing on stage.
Yes.
And
their
relax,
physique's
face
just
front.
either getting better, or sometimes it goes the other way. It gets worse. They literally start softening up too much.
To get your physique to look like this, it's literally for like 5 minutes on one day.
Yeah.
And all that work all year long goes for 5 minutes to control every variable you can possibly control to look like that for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And some people can maintain it for 5 minutes, some people will fade, some people will get better.
I tell you, I'm still looking at competitor 29, Zhu Zhang. This has got to be his. This is his to win right here. I don't think I can't.
All
see
right, great job, guys.
There
you
you
can
go.
Turn and file off to your right.
That's it right there. Phenomenal first.
Can we
group
please
of
see
8.
number 19,
and of
Peter?
course from there you can
20,
see
Lenwood.
who your top 3 and top
22,
5 are.
Terrell.
And of course they'll be back
23,
later on this
Jamar.
afternoon.
24,
and don't
Fran,
forget
and
the
25,
winner
Markel.
of our men's physique goes to the O. So definitely a great job by all of our first group athletes. Now we move
23 and
into our
24
second
switch,
group.
please.
And again, second call-outs, they still look unbelievable.
Oh yeah, no question about it. I mean, by no means.
Turn to the back, please.
It's just today just wasn't their day, and you know some of these guys can go to another pro show and probably win another pro
and
show.
Face
These
front.
are pros. These are your elite athletes up here on stage right now. So yeah.
The
22 and 24 switch, please.
The second call-out is trying to keep that energy up now.
Yeah.
And 20 and 19 switch.
Even though, you know, you're not going to the Olympia now at this point.
Spread out a little bit, guys.
You really got to dig down here and put that best foot forward.
Yeah.
Turn to the back.
Overall, great physiques here today.
Face front. 25 and 19 switch,
As
please. Right next to each
Our
other.
IFBB Pro League head judge, Becky Clausen, who is making the call-outs this morning for the pros, as we're still moving them around.
All right, great job, gentlemen. You can
They
turn
don't
and
look
file off to
hard
your
the way
right.
They're standing there, but trust me, guys.
Oh yeah.
If you go on stage and try to flex every muscle from your toes to your head,
oh, it's a workout.
It's tough, man.
It's a workout just doing that. I remember when I used to compete, you know,